you, Madam Chairman. I congratulate the Honourable Member for Gloucester on securing this debate and warmly welcome his ongoing interest and also engagement with the work that the Government has been doing on high-quality apprenticeships. It is vitally important that we do advocate for businesses and apprentices alike up and down the country, and I'm delighted to see so many members in the room today and the work that they have already done on this. I hope that the Honourable Gentleman will agree that we have made huge progress on building a world-class apprenticeship system, one that creates opportunities for people of all ages and backgrounds, wherever they are in the country. And it is great news that we've seen 11,000 more apprenticeships in his constituency alone since 2010. Last week, as members will know, was the National Apprenticeship Week, our annual celebration of everything that apprenticeships have to offer for employers, individuals and society. Many of the honourable members in this room will have heard some inspiring stories, and I think the highlight for me was presenting the awards at Wiltshire College Apprenticeship Evening, where I met many apprentices of different ages and in different stages of their career. They were extremely enthusiastic, and many will agree with me here today that the message of optimism in our outreach work and the determination of people to challenge the outdated perception that university is the only desirable option for the ambitious and the motivated is something that is on the top of our agenda and should quite rightly be so. Many may have also heard the frustrations, and although we have made a great deal of progress, we cannot be complacent. We know that the levy does remain a source of concern for some employers. And many members today referenced the complexities and inflexibilities of the current system. And I do want to reassure members, and particularly the member for Kingston upon Hull West and Hessel, that we are keeping the apprenticeship system and levy under constant review to understand how it works for employers of all sizes, and most importantly, how it can deliver for our economy and also for social mobility. In terms of timing to create standards, which is something that the Honourable Member for Gloucester raised, we did introduce a Faster Better programme, which has made significant improvements. In fact, the Institute has exceeded its own targets. So whilst I appreciate there is further work on this, we are making progress. It is vital to recognise, however, that the levy is at the centre of our ambitious apprenticeship reform. Less than 2% of employers pay the levy, but 56% of starts were supported by the funds in the employers' levies accounts between 2018 and 19. That's almost 225,000. The apprenticeship levy is supporting businesses, large and small, to access high-quality training that they need. And more funding is available for apprenticeships than ever before. We will make over £2.5 billion available for investment this year, which is double what we spent in 2010, a point that was noted by the Right Honourable Member for East Hampshire, whose insight from leading the department came in great use today with his excellent speech, which really highlighted the benefits of the apprenticeship system and also how it works in practice. I will.
Minister, she's also a graduate of the Education Committee, so it's a true ladder of opportunity, our committee. Could I just ask her, she said about reform of the levy, could I just ask her if the government is open to the idea of extending the levy, or are they just looking at reforms to the current system? And also, if she could possibly say something in her speech about if she has any figures for the budget for apprenticeships over the next few years.
Minister.
I thank the Honourable Member. I think he gives me more credit than my position owes. I'm afraid I don't set the budget, but I can assure him that we are certainly keeping everything under review, and as he will know only too well, the apprenticeship levy is also worked on in conjunction with the Treasury, and we will be considering the impact that it does have upon businesses, social mobility, and also opening up apprentices in the long run so that we can make sure that it is not only sustainable, but it also opens door after door for many young people and older people in our communities. So in terms of SMEs, which were mentioned today, I do want to reassure members that we are putting them on the same footing as big business. The apprenticeship service includes an award-winning digital service to support employers to manage their funds and choose the training they need from a register of approved providers. So we are rolling out the benefits of this service to small businesses too, moving away from the previous procured contract system to give SMEs more choice than ever over the opportunities that they can create. Putting employers that do not pay the levy on the same footing as big businesses will allow them to choose the training providers that suit their own individual needs. And as this transition takes place, we are supporting SMEs by making funding available for over 15,000 additional apprenticeship starts this financial year, which I do hope will answer some of the points raised by the Honourable Member for Stoke-on-Trent Central. And I also do note the comments by my former chair of the Select Committee, whilst I was on it indeed, for the Honourable Member of Harlow, who talked about the issue of gaming and mentioned second degrees. Of course, we do have to be really careful here because a number of sectors that we do need to recruit more people from, we have skills gaps, including the NHS and police, etc. We actually want them to do a second degree to get into those sectors. But I do hear the concerns regarding this and regarding the MBA debate. I want him and other members to know that this is something that I'm personally looking at to ensure that we can get right. Now, we are confident that our work to improve the workings of the levy will respond to some of the comments made today about the rigidity of the system, and it will open up more opportunities for individuals and businesses. And I do want to reassure that we will continue to progress with this so that we are supporting employers within the sector. However, as the Honourable Gentleman for Gloucester said, the starts have fallen since our ambitious reform programme began, and we will continue to monitor these falls in apprenticeship starts at level 2 and by younger people carefully as our reforms bed in and the balance of the programme continues to shift. Apprenticeships at level 2 can provide significant returns to individuals and may be the starting point for further progression, or as the Honourable Member for Henley neatly said, as the ladder of opportunity. But it is also vital that young people and those from disadvantaged backgrounds can realise the benefits of apprenticeships at higher level. So I will continue to look at this. But I do want to stress quickly the importance of quality, because apprenticeship standards are the centre to driving forward our reforms. Employers were often telling us beforehand that the quality of the training was inconsistent and inappropriate. Standards today ensure that apprentices train for a minimum of a year, at least 20% is off-the-job training, and they receive a rigorous assessment at the end. All apprentices will start on these high-quality standards by the end of 2020 to 21 academic year, and we have listened to employers' concerns around their engagement in developing the apprenticeships. And we have established the Independent Institute for Apprenticeships and Technical Education, which was referenced several times today. The Institute is working with businesses of all sizes to make sure that the standards can deliver for them. And when we reach the National Apprenticeship Week 2021 and look beyond on the achievements of the coming year, I'm confident that we will still be proud of the progress we are making. By this time next year, all apprentices will be starting on high-quality standards developed by employers to deliver the skills that they need. By next year, we will continue...
Talks about the increased funding for the apprenticeship levy and the scheme going forward, and some reforms. But could I ask her to look carefully at the issue with the Welsh Police Forces, because it is something that's causing real concern and has been going on for quite some time. And if she can't sort of address it today, whether she will write and respond over the next few days.
I thank the Honourable Member. I'm conscious of the fact that I do need to give some time to the Honourable Member for Gloucester to sum up, but I will certainly meet with any members from the devolved nations to address the specific issues in their areas, or to meet with my counterparts as well to discuss those problems. So by next year, we will have continued our engagement with employers, and we will have brought thousands of small and medium-sized employers onto the apprenticeship service. I also want to make sure that we are doing more for those from disadvantaged backgrounds, and that is something that I'm personally passionate about and will be driving forward. Now, I am grateful for the support of Honourable Member this afternoon, and raising the issue of apprenticeships again and making sure that it is at the top of our agenda. And I'm also glad that a number of members today share my own passion for making sure that apprenticeships are a real true vehicle for social mobility. Thank you.